This video tutorial is all about water pollution and deforestation. So you need to understand the biological consequences of pollution of water by sewage. Untreated sewage entering water is rich in minerals and nutrients. Now, this is going to provide an enormous amount of energy for organisms, such as decomposers, to then reproduce. As they rapidly increase in number, they're going to start using up more and more oxygen through aerobic respiration in the water. As a result, there's going to be less oxygen dissolved in the water. So aquatic organisms, such as fish and insects, may be unable to survive. When sewage is treated before entering waterways, lots of oxygen is provided by either stirring the waste or by injecting jets of compressed air. This allows the microorganisms to break down the waste completely before the treated water is then discharged into a river or into the sea. Now, you also need to understand the biological consequences of eutrophication caused by leached minerals from fertilisers. Runoff of fertiliser from farmland enters the water and causes increased growth of algae and water plants. The resulting algal blooms block sunlight, so water plants on the bottom start to die, as does the algae when competition for nutrients starts to become too intense. As the water plants and algae die in greater numbers, decomposing bacteria are going to increase in number and use up more of the dissolved oxygen while respiring aerobically. As a result, there is less oxygen dissolved in the water, so aquatic organisms such as fish and insects may be unable to survive. Now, both water pollution from sewage that we looked at a moment ago and water pollution from fertiliser runoff have the same end result. They both result in decomposing bacteria, leading to decrease in dissolved oxygen and death of aquatic organisms. But they do not arrive at this point in the same way, and you do need to learn both and be aware of the differences between them. A common misconception is that sewage pollution also causes the growth of water plants and algal blooms. Now, sometimes this can happen, but in very rare cases. It's usually only the runoff of fertilisers that do this. Now on to deforestation. So deforestation is the clearing of trees, usually on a mass scale. If trees are replaced by replanting, this can be a sustainable practice. However, generally, the trees are being cleared for the land to be used in different ways. So for building, grazing of cattle, planting of monocultures, etc. And therefore, it is not sustainable. As the amount of the Earth's surface that's covered by trees decreases, it's causing increasingly negative effects on the environment. Now, you need to understand the effects of deforestation, including leaching, soil erosion, as well as disturbance or disruption to evapotranspiration, the carbon cycle, and the balance of atmospheric gases. First of all, leaching then. Trees usually absorb minerals and nutrients from the soil through their roots. The loss of trees will therefore lead to lots of unused nutrients and minerals remaining in the soil. As a result, this unused sort of bank of nutrients and minerals may be washed away into rivers and lakes by rain, which is leaching and causes eutrophication. Tree roots help to stabilise the soil to prevent erosion by rain. The loss of trees will therefore cause soil to be loose and unstable, and as a result, the soil may be washed away by rain, inhibiting vegetative growth. A third effect of deforestation is the disturbance of evapotranspiration. So transpiration in trees releases water vapour into the atmosphere, which then condenses into clouds and will return to land via precipitation, so rain. The loss of trees will result in less transpiration. And this will have a knock-on effect on the water cycle, causing droughts due to the lack of precipitation. Now, deforestation also affects the carbon cycle. Now, obviously, trees photosynthesize, a process whereby they take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen. If you remove trees, you're going to have less photosynthesis. So less carbon dioxide will be removed from the atmosphere, causing atmospheric carbon dioxide levels to increase. Meanwhile, less oxygen will be produced and released into the atmosphere, causing atmospheric oxygen levels to decrease over long periods of time. In addition, deforestation via the combustion of trees produces carbon dioxide, further increasing the carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere, again disrupting the carbon cycle.